It is the penultimate round before the AFL finals. Which teams are going to make it and which teams are going to crumble? Let's find out what we are going to pick today. Looking back at round 22, all I'm going to say is this.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
Because Sydney Swans, they won on Friday by 3 points. And I got it bang on. And that is just what we needed, hopefully, to take us into the finals. One more win. That is all we need. One more win. And we should finish in top spot, hopefully. So fingers crossed. But I get full points there. That is an amazing start. And that is as good as it started because there were some upsets last week, let's just say. On Saturday 10th, it was Lions versus Giants, and I did Lions to win by 26. Giants won by 18. That was a bit of a giant killing. Fantastic result. I say it was always on, but the form of the Lions was insanely good. Giants less good. However, now that puts Giants ahead of the Lions in third place. So fair play to them. Nothing for me there. One person got it bang on. So well done to you. Next up was North versus West Coast. A very high scoring game. And it was anyone's here. I did North by 14. However, West Coast won by 5. Amazing to see. You wouldn't see that very often. An 80% swing went for North. That is incredible. But unfortunately, I get absolutely nothing. This didn't go so well. The first game was too good. Too good. Next was Freo versus Geelong. And 33 went for Geelong. I think being at the Optus, Freo have had pretty good form. So had Geelong. I think the home thing swung it, and yeah, Geelong come out victors. I did Freo by 18, Geelong won by 11, so nothing again. God, it's depressing. Then it was Essendon versus Gold Coast. Essendon needed this win, really. This was a really big... They can still reach the top 8, but looking at it at the moment, it's not easy. They desperately need a win in the next round. I did Essendon by 20. Gold Coast come out on top, and they ended up winning by 1. And that should put them... Yeah, they're not reaching the top 8. So that was all sort of a wasted win for Gold Coast. Moral victory, and that's about it. So nothing for me there. Then it was Melbourne versus Port. And yeah, Melbourne's form is just poor at the moment, and it was a very low-scoring game. Yes, it was exciting at the end of the game, but for Aussies that like lots and lots of goals, they like high scoring, this was not that. This was a game of who's going to win and who's going to lose. And I did Port by 22. Port won by 2. So they get the win. So I get 1 point there. Melbourne, they're out of it now. They need a miracle. And miracles don't exist. So they're not making the top 8. Whereas Port, where are they? Port are second. Second's are very, very good for them. 3 teams on 56 points. Second, third and fourth at the moment. Then Carlton. Carlton, 38. Hawthorn, 12. That is so funny. That is so funny. Carlton now are in 9th place. Hawthorn have overtaken them. What an absolute demolishing Hawthorn gave them. I did Hawthorn to win by 5. Thinking it was going to be a close one. No, they won by 74. I'm sorry if you're a Carlton fan. The only reason I laugh so much is because of the backlash I get from me saying Carlton are boring, and Carlton fans, oh my God, they don't half pipe up. That is hilarious. 1 point. I'm taking the 1 point and running away with it just for comedy value there. Next game, Richmond versus Saints. Got this one correct. Not quite a close score. I did Saints by 30. They actually won by 48. Yeah, Richmond are probably staying bottom of the table this season. And Saints, they cannot make the top 8 either. So that was a nothing match, that one. 1 point for me. Then the last game was Crows versus Bulldogs, and this was a surprise win. Crows, yes, they were at home, but I didn't expect them, and only 10% did expect them to win. I did. Bulldogs by 20, and Adelaide won by 39. So, nothing for me in that game. Oh my word, the league table has a new leader. Yin, my friend from Adelaide, he is now top of the group with 156.33 points. Frenchie has lost the top spot and is now 155.25. It is so close. Metal King has gone up. Tasha in 4th. AFL Legend, Think Outside the Square, Guru down 4, Shrek the 3rd, WM Footy NRL, and Stinky Pinky are all in the top 10. They could all still win it, and a few outside of there can win it too. Wow. Let's see some other movers. Jackson up 3 into the top 20. Well, he was already in top 20. Up 18 is pitiful. Oh my word. That is some big movement. The golden hat, though, goes to Azimus, up 17 in the top 25 now. Seashell just above, up 9. Some big moving. Banana Jojo is down 8. Up 4. Aussie TV. Aaron down 10. Surely I have not gone up. I must have gone down this week because it wasn't great. Mike Joe up 20. Well done. Oh no. Go Bloods down 13 with the wooden spoon. Oh man. David L. Mighty Muffins Rule up 9, as well as Hazy up 9. R56 Cooper down 11. Down 12 Brycey B. Up 12 Xisiu. Well done. Down 8 The Real Jam. Up 14, Mimi G. Up 14, Otis. Well done. How have I managed to go up? That was a rubbish week, bar the first game. I am up 4 places to 73rd. Unbelievable. Up 9 is Newman. Let's see where everyone else has finished off. We're going to scroll down and see everyone, see where you are. Down 17, Bisque. Ouch. That is pretty much the league table as it stands. Well, the Bloods start the week off against Essendon on Friday the 16th at Marvel Stadium, Essendon versus Sydney. This is now the time where Sydney need to hit form. Going into the finals, they will be in the finals. Hit form, get that momentum going to try and take us to the grand final again twice in 3 years, hopefully. Essendon, I don't think that, they can still make the top 8. But I think the way... I'm going to pick Sydney anyway, just so you know. But they need to win. I think if they don't win, I don't think they're going to make top 8. But I think there's too much on Sydney here to get the momentum. They need it just as much as Essendon need it. So anyway, I'm going to go Sydney by 20. I don't know. It could go either way, to be fair. It could go either way. But I'd like it to be more, to be fair. Yeah, let's go more. I'm going to go Sydney by 30. There you go. Sydney by 30. Next up, Saturday the 17th. Gold Coast versus Melbourne. Well, there is nothing on this game, is there? It's another one now at the end of the season, which means absolutely nothing. Neither team can make the top 8, so they might as well let the reserves play, for Christ's sake. Let the kids play, because neither team is gonna continue this season after the next round's finished. So, who do I think here? Let's go Gold Coast. It means nothing. Gold Coast, they're at home. They're against a Melbourne side who is massively, massively struggling. And obviously, Gold Coast have just come off a win last week. So let's go Gold Coast by 14. But that's not a game I'd bother watching. And if you're... Wow, Yeah, I wouldn't even bother watching it. Even if I was being a neutral, don't even bother watching it on telly. Pointless game. Then, Giants Stadium, GWS versus Freo. Now, this is a decent game, actually. This is now trying to get momentum. This is trying to get into the top 4 rather than the top 8, just to give yourself an even better chance of reaching the finals. Now, obviously, Freo have now messed up their last 2 games. Last one was, I know it was against Cats, but it was still a bit more of a shock being at home, and they've been performing well at home. Giants, they have now hit some really, really good form, and therefore they're at home. That is the team I will be tipping. Giants now in 3rd place. This is the game that probably cements them in the top 4, with a win over Freo, to be fair. And it's just simply form. I think that's all you can go on at the moment, because either team can win this, and you've just shown that last week that any team can win, it seems. So I'm going to go Giants win, just so they cement their top 4 spot. I'm going to do them to win by 16. Not an easy one to call, though. That could certainly go either way. Then MCG, Collingwood versus the Lions. Now, obviously, Lions lost last week, which was very much an upset with how well they've been performing. They will be away from home at the MCG against Collingwood, who, as you know, lost by 3 points against Sydney Swans. Get in. Will the Pies make the top 8? I don't think they will. I think they should lose to Brisbane, and then it should be out of their hands, and they're playing for nothing in the last week. That's the thing. Even with Pies playing well against Sydney, because they did play well, but they still didn't get the result. I think you've got to go for Lions. It's very similar situation to Giants, similar situation to Swans. They want to make that top 4, and they want the momentum going into the finals. So I'm going to go Lions by, let's do 14 this time. It's not easy to call at the moment. Some matchups that you think should be fairly tight, but actually the league tables don't necessarily show it as being as tight as that. Next, Adelaide Oval, it is the derby. I know you don't call it that, but it is still a derby. A derby is 2 local rivalries playing against each other. I know the slogan is the showdown, but it is still a derby. The showdown is a derby between 2 local rivals. Anyway, both teams are home, so no home advantage for either team here. Port, once again, they are looking to try and cement the place in the top 4. Crows haven't got anything to play for anymore. And so, yeah, it's I'm surprised the odds are as close as they are. But surely Port, their form is pretty decent at the moment. And actually Crows isn't awful, but there's got to be enough by Port, surely. I don't know. Do you know what I'm going to do? The odds just tease me a little bit. They tease me. I'm going to go with the Crows win by 3. It's just something about it. Maybe they know something. Maybe they've got some inside knowledge. I'm going to go Crows by 3. On paper, it's Port. But a weird, sneaky suspicion says Crows. I don't know why, but let's go Crows by 3. Then Marvel Stadium, Saints versus Geelong. Saints, obviously, yeah, they're not making it. Geelong, they want to try and stay in the top 8 now. Saints can be tough to beat, and it's not a guaranteed win. A great win by Cats last week against Freo at the Optus. So I just never seem to see enough from Saints. They've got results recently, but never really get enough from them. And obviously, Geelong are still in the hunt to try and make the grand final and everything again. Another year in the final. So let's go Geelong by 20. Then, Marvel, Sunday, Western Bulldogs versus North. Now, obviously, Bulldogs had a bit of a cock-up last week, losing to a side they should have beaten. But they are in the top 8. They should make the top 8. And actually, this is a perfect time for them to play North, who actually were pretty unlucky not to win last week against West Coast, but they didn't win. And so this is the perfect opportunity now for the Dogs to really get the win and cement their place in the top 8. Surely Dogs won't win. Won't lose here. Surely. Yeah, it's how much, I think. Bulldogs by 44. This should cement their top 8 spot, surely. Next up, this is a fantastic game for Hawthorn. Having a team like Carlton now on your backside, trying to sneak in, and as you've just overtaken them. MCG is Hawthorn versus Richmond. Hawthorn surely are going to beat Richmond, who are bottom of the table. They have been awful all season, except when they seem to play Sydney, which was annoying. So this is going to be an interesting, because actually Carlton, as you can see below, they've got a fairly easy-ish game. I say easy-ish. It's not easy. How much will Hawthorn win by? Should we do 44 again? Let's do 44 again. Let's just try 44. Hawthorn by 44. That if they can win this, that is a brilliant win, and it will take it down to the last day of the season, but puts them in a good stead. Last game is at Optus Stadium, and it is West Coast, who have just won 2 games back-to-back. One was obviously the last game against North. And was the other one Richmond the week before? I've completely forgotten. So they haven't, if I remember rightly, they haven't necessarily beaten anyone big. But it's a win. It's a win. They're at Optus as well. Carlton have crumbled. They were second in the league most of the season, and now they have crumbled. And just for a laugh, they're going to lose again, just for my own amusement, because I'm not going to make the top 10 in the league anymore. So, West Coast by 3, just for the fun of it. Okay, so my picks for this week: Sydney by 30, Gold Coast by 14, Giants by 16, Lions by 14, Crows by 3, Geelong by 20, Dogs by 44, Hawthorn by 44, and West Coast by 3. We are so close to the finals now. Like, it is in touching distance. It doesn't seem long ago since the season started again. It doesn't seem long ago since last year's final when we were down under. I'm very, very excited, and I'm so glad you guys have been joining me all season, tipping along with me with 170 odd people in the group. It's incredible. So keep going with me. There's not long left before the grand final. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next week.
I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.